Yeah, so I was surprised to survive last night. I mean, it was really nerve-wracking. I think that I played it, I mean, I don't know, as good as I could. I told Maddie basically everything, hoping that she would stay tight-lipped and know that I was telling her the truth and not go and tell everyone, but she did, and it put me in a really bad spot. I did a lot of damage control yesterday. I tried to make Austin and Simmons feel as good as they could about me. I think that everything I said about what I told Maddie made sense. I think you could say, okay, maybe that is why he did that, or maybe that is, feasible in his position. And I thought, I mean, I didn't sleep till like probably like 4:35 in the morning, just running through what I was going to tell them the next day. So I took it seriously and it worked out.
New Ignis tribe who's going to tribal council. Jeremy, Zucker, Andrew, Ashley, Shea. I should have just took Andrew's name out. He's gone the fuck home. there's no saving him unless he's got some kind of idol. That man is cooked.
Random draw. I end up on a new tribe with Lex, Garsow, Karen, and Brittley. Once again, like one of the people that I have an outside friendship with is on my tribe. And so I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm in the numbers in that I don't think Garso is going to flip back to the tribe that voted him out. So I think me, Lex, Garso on paper can stick together. And then hopefully we're able to pull in Karen. So I'm like, this is not the worst swap ever. Obviously tribes of five are scary because it just takes a couple votes to get somebody out.
Okay, so just to start, I want to thank Macedonian Jesus because since my prayer, I have won 2 challenges and Kylie was delivered to me. So I thank Macedonian Jesus for Kylie being on my tribe because she just told me everything that's going on the other tribe. I guess it's possible she withheld some information, but I was not getting that vibe at all. I think she told me everything. And I told her everything about my tribe. However, it's not that it's a secret relationship, but we're definitely not going to tell everyone that we're close.
Osa getting your first look at the new Fumo and Ignis tribes. Sarah voted out of Fumo and Jeremy voted out of Ignis.
Really?
So no huge upsets.
Well, congrats to all of you on making it to the final 13.
Woohoo!
Are you all ready to get to your next immunity challenge?
Yeah, baby.
All right. It's time for the DCP Classic, the 4x4. 4 players from each tribe will compete, and each person will have a different role in the challenge. The first tribe member must hold up 3 dice using the ends of 2 pencils through the entirety of tribe member 2 and 3's tasks. If their dice drop at any point before they both finish their tasks, you must reset, and tribe members 2 and 3 must restart and complete their tasks.
For tribe member 2, you will line up 5 upside down solo cups with a ping pong ball on each cup. Then, players will race to toss the balls in the air and attempt to catch in each solo cup. Once the task is complete, tribe member 3 can begin.
Tribe member 3 will build a solo cup and playing card tower. Players will alternate cup, card, until 5 cups and 4 cards are on their stack. Once the task is complete, tribe member 1 can stop holding the dice, and tribe member 4 can begin their task.
And for tribe member 4, you will solve a Tangram puzzle.
The tribe that completes the 4x4 the fastest wins immunity. And that's it. The 2 losing tribes will each vote out someone out of this game at their own tribal councils tomorrow night. And once again, The winning tribe will get to sit in on the last place tribe's tribal council. There's lots at stake. Let's get things started. For Fumo, holding dice is Simmons, flipping ping pong balls is Mike, stacking stuff is Austin, and solving stuff is Maddie.
OSA has an extra member, so they will be sitting somebody out. For the pencils, we have Lex. Kylie will be flipping the ping pong balls. Karen is making the stack, and Austin Garsow is doing the puzzle, and Brittley will be sitting out.
And for Ignis, Andrew will be doing the dice. Ashley will be flinging the ping pong balls. Shea will be doing the cup stack, and Zucker will be doing the puzzle.
Alrighty, one tribe will win immunity. The other two tribes sending a tribe member home. Survivors ready. Go.
Lex looks good. Kylie can start.
Simmons is good. Mike is good to
One.
go.
Kylie looks
Rick's
good.
got one.
We can't
Rick's got
see it,
two.
Denson.
Kylie's got her second,
3,
and her
Okay,
third,
Ashley.
4,
and
Rick's
her
got
fourth,
3.
5.
and
Go,
her
Karen.
fifth. Karen, go ahead.
Got
Ashley's
4.
got 2.
Simmons
Ashley's
is
got
somehow
3.
Close-up
Austin's
line
Ashley's
to
got
the
4.
challenge.
I have no idea how
Got it,
Simmons-
go.
Ashley's got 5. Shea can do the stack.
Austin and all the
Karen-
stackers
Karen
have to
working on
build
her
a
cup stack.
5-cup, 4-card stack.
You got it, Shea. You got it. It's tilting a little forward, Shea. A little forward.
Got it, Karen.
Karen has one
You
more
got to
cup
top
to
one back a
go.
little bit.
That's where it's gonna go.
Adjusting her stack slightly.
Shea's trying to adjust.
Good.
Mike drops. Simmons drops. Simmons has got
Okay,
a
Zucker can do the puzzle. Andrew, you
Oh,
can
Zucker.
drop your dice.
You got a good lead. Take your time. Think
All
of
right.
good to start.
1, 2, 3. Karen,
All
you're
right.
good. Lex, you're good. Austin, go ahead and start on the puzzle.
Good job, Karen. Good job, Lex.
Simmons working on resetting. This puzzle could take a while. Simmons is up. Rick is good to go. That's 1. That's 2.
Lex, you're good to put your
That's
dice
3.
down if you want.
That's 4. And that's 5.
Austin
Austin's
is-
up again.
Austin is working on the tangram puzzle for OSA.
Simmons drops.
Break reset.
Simmons drops. Got to restart again. Mike, you have to wait till the others are ready to go. Rick waiting on getting reset. He's good to go. Simmons is good to lift up.
Let's go, Zucker. You got this.
Can't get it off the fucking table.
Simmons, you got it. brother.
Garso.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it, Zucker. Keep going. You're doing good.
Austin's on his last cup. 1, 2, 3. Maddie can start the puzzle. Simmons is good to drop his dice. And just like that, we're even.
It's the great equalizer,
Austin
so they
drops
say.
his dice.
The win could go to any tribe at this point.
It's just gonna be who sees it.
Our puzzles are so focused. Come on, it's awesome.
Zucker is asking for a check,
Do I have to flip my camera around, or you got
and
it?
Ignis wins tribal immunity.
Nice work, Zucker.
Ignis is safe from tomorrow night's tribal council. Not only that, but they will get to sit on the last place finishers tribal, which is Fumo, and Osa will be going to tribal by themselves. So 2 more people voted out tomorrow night. It's getting intense, everybody. I know it feels like it's intense already, but it's just gonna get more intense. So
All right, don't get nervous. Just we'll get it. And I was confident with that. And then all of a sudden
show us the final result.
When I placed that last triangle,
Boom!
I was like, damn it, we got it.
That is so great. Now we can spend our time, instead of trying to figure it out and target each other, we can spend our time preparing for what likely is this mini time where we're not going to be able to chat with others. And we can like come up with, what is our strategy? How are we going to make this work? Like, who are we each going to talk to? Maybe we can even have a code for when it's the real name versus the fake name, whereas everyone else is going to spend their time focusing on strategy and who to vote out right now. We get to look at least one round ahead to the future, and that's such a huge advantage for the 4 of us, and I'm so excited.
So I am focused on the next part of the game. So let me do you a favor. Professor Shea here to break down the game. So right off the bat, we had a very strong alliance on the original Fumo tribe, right? Of this Lex, Ashley, Zucker, Sarah, Shea, okay? And that's all well and dandy, but we just had votes, all right? Our girl Sarah, we loved her. She's gone, all right? Get her off there. You know what? I'm just even going to erase it. It sucks because within that little alliance, I had an alliance with Sarah, but she's gone now, okay? So that alliance, that mini alliance, that's dead. Our boy Jeremy, a constant floater, always on the outside. Had to let him go. All right, if you know he's not with you, why is he here? We were able then to pull Andrew in. So while we still have these 4, right? We also have us little 4 here. Working it out. All right. Now, on the original Inglis tribe, it was a different matter. There was a little bit of a split and some moving and shaking, right? There were some original votes, according to Andrew, that had our boy Danny in here, and the little tribe of like potentially 5 with like Mike and Simmons and Brittley, and then Maddie and Danny. This Brittley, Mike, Simmons group decided Danny needed to go. So there's a little bit of a split and float here, okay? You got guys like Austin floating off on his own without anybody really to tie to. We don't know how tight Maddie is going to be to this Mike and Simmons group. So my estimation is one of these 2 here is going home tonight. Next up, we have our new OSA tribe. Lex, Kylie, Garsow, Karen, Brittley. Now what we do know here is Lex is the crux of everything. I'm going to repeat that, okay? This is important. In this game, I'm firmly of the belief that Lex is the biggest threat and the crux of everything. And here's why. Lex, you had a 3-person alliance with me and Sarah. Sarah's gone. Lex had alliances and tied in groups with Ashley. Lex always was talking and pulling into Kylie and letting her know information, even though she was not a part of the 5. Lex got the information from Garsow first around Corey, floating his name and floating out the fact that there's pairs. Okay? One name keeps popping up in every single thing that happened on the original Fumo tribe. Lex, 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 Lex. And I don't think that's going to change. I think Lex is now sitting in the middle because I think Lex thinks that he has the original 5 that we could have with myself and Ashley and Zucker. And he has the other group with Kylie and Garsow now. So Lex has all these people insulating him, right? Not to mention the fact that he has the choice now with Kylie and Garsow who to let go of Karen and Brittley tonight, depending on how he feels about their threat level. Now, personally, obviously, I prefer Brittley because I know that she's tied in with Mike and Simmons. But the biggest part of this whole thing is what happens when the merge comes, folks? Well, let me tell you, you have all these people here up at the top, right? This 6 and then Andrew. That's 7 people all together who know that they probably want to work together, or at least the 6 knew that they wanted to work together, and Andrew could be filled in on the vote. Now, if they brought in somebody like Karen on the bottom too from the Oso tribe, now we're talking 8. Regardless, no matter which way you look at it, You have one person floating outside, potentially, who was brought in a little bit for this last vote on the new Fumo tribe with Mike and Simmons. But you got a few people that are probably an easy vote on the out. I think the first couple things, first couple votes come merge are going to be pretty simple ones. But my issue isn't with that. My issue is, where do we sit in the Lex plans? Now, I don't mind Lex because everybody's going to understand the fact that Lex is a target. All right. We're going to continuously feed his name out there. We're going to wonder maybe to a few trusted people openly how actually connected he is to Kylie. We're going to try to work to provide a little chaos, maybe even throw a stray vote Lex's way to make him seem panicky, because he certainly seemed panicky just by the mention of his name by Corey. Shake him up. That's the goal. All right. And hopefully what we can do here is we can one by one take out Mike and Simmons, then maybe come inside a little bit and take out a Kylie, who's a power player, I believe, and could do well late game. You know, maybe take out a floater or two in the middle to reduce the chances of a big number swing that's outside of my control. And then finally be left with a group in a final 2 and 3 with people who may be less respected. Ideally, that's a combination of myself, a Garsow, a Austin M, and Andrew, that sort of a group. So what does that mean? That means I simultaneously have to be a great guy and make these awesome friendships and, you know, make sure that I'm staying tight with these awesome new friends of mine, like Ashley and Zucker, amazing people that I'm going to have to very slyly out of the game, you know, let them go a little bit at some point. Because let me tell you what, Zucker I maybe stand a chance with, especially if I'm able to make a sly move or two. But Ashley could win this game. And that is Professor Shea's breakdown of the game.
I mean, I also, for the fact I called Corey going home round 1 because I knew his chaotic style wouldn't last, but I did not think Jeremy would be on the outs. It does suck. I was counting on, I feel like my numbers are dwindling, and I feel like that old classic board game with the penguin on the ice where people are just chipping away until I can no longer stand. So we'll have to see what we can do then.
All right, so we get to the challenge yesterday. Must win challenge. Had to win. We lose, we go to tribal again, and one of the 4 of us are voted out, and I don't want that. That just makes me have to draw a line in the sand, like a clear-cut line in the sand a lot earlier than I wanted to. But with the way that this game's been going, this season's been going, another loss, another tribal council. Here we go again. I costed in the challenge. I couldn't get those 3 little dice to stay. And what's crazy is in Exile Island, I held 6 freaking dice in our challenge and I won. Like I don't know. It might have been the type of dice. Maybe there was a little bit of something on there. I don't know. But oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to be okay. And I knew it because everyone else was like, oh, I'll do this one. I'll do this one. I'll do this one. Yeah, you guys will do the easy ones. Like obviously the puzzle was the hardest, but like, yeah, let me toss some cups up and catch the ping pong ball or whatever. Like that's easy. But nonetheless, I choked the challenge. We ended up losing, and here we go to tribal again.
Right after the challenge, all 3 guys got into a room, and to my understanding, Mike fessed up about the fact that he shared with me that he had gotten an extra vote. So he fessed up to it. No, if you number 1 rule, if you lie about something, you can't unlie about it later, or like you have to stick to your lie. If you start changing it later, people will think you're lying. They'll think you're lying now. You just can't do that. Day 1, people asked me if Danny and I were working together. No. If I continue tonight, no. Never working together. You cannot change your story. And That is why right after that call, Simmons booped into a call with me. And oh my goodness, you guys, I have never felt like Simmons was with me 100% until this moment where he came in and he's like, I've got an idea.
I have a plan.
Fucking great. Thank you. Sorry?
Ready for this?
Correct.
I'm going to tell
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you have a hidden immunity idol. And you are going to try to play a hidden.
Yeah.
You're going to try to play a hidden immunity idol, and they're going to say you don't have one, and we're going to be surprised because you got a fake idol or something. And Mike goes home. I'm going to tell him that
say it to me one more time.
Okay.
So I do not fuck it up.
I'm going to tell Austin that what you said at Tribal about safety was the exact same thing that has been in the tree mails.
Yeah, it is. He can unscramble it.
Yep.
Yeah. Just so you know, if you want to tell him, every tree mail has a different word in it.
Okay.
That's how, yeah. It's
Okay.
all like one word per tree mail, just so you know.
So I'm going to tell him that you didn't want me to go home, and you want to work with me, and you trust me, and you told me that you have an idol. Okay. And you explained it to me, and you showed it to me, and I will confirm because I'll tell him that I also wrote down the words from the tree mail. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to tell him that you have an idol, and it's either he's not going to go against that. There's no other way for him to go. He's going to say, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Blah blah blah. Is he playing us? And I'm going to say, I am sure. Also,
did I get it at that tribal we just had?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. You just got it.
If Simmons and Austin vote Maddie, it really doesn't matter what else happens. And really, it's all out of my control. There's nothing I can do at this point. I've had conversations. I've told Simmons and Austin about the benefits of keeping me over Maddie. They say like, "Oh, you don't even have to tell us that. We're already keeping you." I don't buy it. But I've told them, I have connections over there. I played a game for many, many rounds, a 39-day game, and I got out on like day 33 or something like that. Maddie played 3 rounds. She doesn't know these people. I know these people. If we're at a deficit, I'm a good guy to make connections. If that's not good enough for you, I've been on the other end of a merge that you're on the bottom with Serpone, and guess what? I got out of it. So if you're looking for someone to get you out of a tricky position at the merge, I'm the best candidate. That's what I'm telling them. And as far as me being me against Maddie, I don't even think it's close as far as, what I could bring to the table.
Did you happen to unscramble the words from every tree mail so far? Because I have. Ask host for safety at Tribal. If you go back and you unscramble, it's one word per tree mail. I just talked to her.
She has it.
She has it. Here's the good news. She doesn't want me to go home. And I told her, if we're getting to keep someone, it's got to be Austin. And she said she'd be fine with that. What's been pissing me off is the fact that I'm working Maddie, and I've been working Maddie, and it's been working. Like, she trusts me 1,000,000%. She has nobody else. It's just me. I've been with Austin. I've been working Austin. He's with me pretty much 100%. I think those two don't fucking talk to each other. Like, what are you doing? You're making this impossible. Like, I'm talking to Maddie today, and she's like, "Well, I haven't talked to Austin yet." And okay, why? I'm talking to Austin. He's like, "Oh, well, I haven't really talked to Maddie much." Why? What are we doing here? Like, are you trying to win, or are you just trying to like sit back and try to make me do all the dirty work? I came to Maddie yesterday with this brilliant plan to keep her in the game because it was looking pretty bad, and it's pretty much working. But like her and Austin have to talk. They have to like become a little bit better than just like a high and by and like, okay, let's vote together. Like they need to actually talk, form a little bit of a relationship, just something. Damn.
I know that you might think that I'm not in the best of trust, and I understand because we don't talk as much. I want to work with you. I do.
Okay.
So I want to get into the headspace of where you are at, because at this point,
Yeah.
where are you thinking? Because I can't help you or try to help you unless I know.
Totally fair. If I had my way tonight, it would be me, you, and Simmons. I feel like I've got really good relationship with Simmons from the past however many days. I feel like because everything I've done has been consistent with what I told him I would do, except for last night. But of course, Sarah told me that he was going to vote that way too. So I was under the impression that we were voting together. I feel like there is trust there still.
No, so I am planning on playing my advantage tonight. I think that it's not as much as an idol. Like going home with an idol sucks. But going home with an extra vote, why wouldn't I just get rid of it? And I think that if I do play it and it somehow saves me, I think that that's going to be the last thing on everybody's mind because we're going to be merging. So like if Simmons and Austin are like, we can't trust that dude. Okay, that's fine. I got 8 new friends. I can go mingle with them now. I don't really need you as much. So I could hold on to it for later, but for me, I don't know if there's going to be a later. So yeah, I'm going to play it tonight, and I have a plan for exactly what I'm going to do with it. And if the scenario works itself out the way that I think it could, I think my extra vote could give me a 66.6% chance of staying in the game tonight.
I felt like we did great as a tribe. Like obviously we didn't win, so we didn't do excellent, but I felt like we did really great as a tribe going into that challenge. We had a really good strategy going in, and for the most part, we were able to, especially with Lex doing a great job on holding the dice and Kylie killing it on those ping pong balls. Like, oh my goodness, she made it look so easy. I think that we had a pretty good shot, and it just, the one of the other tribes, they were able to solve the puzzle faster, and that's just what it came down to, was that puzzle.
My number one priority is just making it to the merge. So I am in a little bit of a precarious situation on this tribe of 5 being in the minority. However, like I know Kylie and I trust her 100%, and she's told me everything about both tribes. So I've been having conversations with Garsow, Kylie, and Lex basically since we swapped. And like I used the day off to really build the relationships, because like I already have the relationship with Kylie, but I need that with Lex and Garsow. Garsow specifically, like he is the key for my game. Like if he's on my side, then like I think I can get to merge. So I've been really working hard to make sure that I have some sort of rapport with him and that things are good with him. And it seems to have paid off and worked, but I won't know for sure until the votes are read and I'm still here. But if the votes are read and I'm still here, then I think things are looking decent for me here.
Lex, myself, and Kylie have a really strong 3 going. And just based on what I've heard as soon as we swapped, it doesn't appear that like Karen or Brittley have been on the same page at pretty much any of the votes so far, with the exception of the unanimous vote on Lydia. So that's like good to hear, because going in, even after winning the first challenge, I was like, okay, well, if we ever lose, there's a good chance that they're both just going to gun for each other and not try to pull anybody in and go after one of us. And that seems to have been what's the story so far after losing. So
when we lost our challenge and it's going to be a double tribal, that's when I just kind of came to the three of them and I said, hey, I think we get along really well together. So let's talk it out. What do you want to know? And I was given a lot of information about what went down with the vote that I was left out of on Danny before the tribe swap. And so
Do you mind sharing that actually? Would you mind talking about that?
yeah, what do you want to know?
Whatever you want to share, honestly. I mean, the floor is yours, please. Like, I don't want to
Let me
interrupt
get
you
my
at all. Like,
notes. They're like right here.
oh, she got notes. We love notes.
I got recipes.
Bringing receipts. Okay.
Yes.
I basically just shared it all, everything that I had with them, let them know who was on the majority on the other side for the Danny vote, which included Karen. And I think it was just no secret that Karen is a threat in this game. She's a former winner. And also Karen and I, like we worked together but didn't, kind of thing. And she, left me out of the of the Danny vote. And so that had me worried that was just going to be the trend going forward.
On paper, it looks like, okay, me, Lex, Garsow are the majority, and Karen and Brittley are the two that we have to decide between. For me personally, like, Karen is a friend. We have an outside relationship. And so I know my agenda is to keep Karen safe. It didn't work out very well with Corey. So I'm like, okay, let's try this again. I'm going to try to keep another friend safe. And my whole thing in the game so far is I adore Lex. Like, I love him. We have spent hours in the past week on Zoom talking and getting to know each other. I hope we can be best friends when this game is over, but in a game sense, I don't trust Lex as far as I can throw him.
What direction Garsow and Lex would want to go? Would they want to keep me or would they want to keep Brittley? And Brittley was able to stay on the call the first night way longer than me, so she was able to bond with Lex, and I kind of missed that opportunity. So there was a time where, maybe the boat sailed without me, and that's why I focused so hard on making sure Austin Garsow is like good with me. Because I know Kylie is, and if he is, 3's enough on this tribe. And if they're sticking together as a 3, 2 out of 3 might outweigh Lex's preference for Brittley.
We really got along really well. And I started, having those conversations with Lex, with Kylie, with Garsow again, and trying to gauge how each of them were feeling, but also just connecting. And we connected really well with each other. We were constantly like having conversations back and forth, and I really felt kind of like this new bond was happening between the four of us, and which made me feel pretty good.
And so we have a trio call, me, Garsow, and Lex. And immediately Lex is like, well, like, should we try to talk to both of them individually and kind of decide who we want to keep? And then we'll talk about it afterwards. So we like hold a fucking interview for these two people. Like, they come in, we're all three on the call, and we're like, well, what can you bring to the game? And no shit, before they got on, Lex asked if he should make a pros and cons list. I was like, absolutely not. That seems a bit far. So, I mean, he might have been making his own pros and cons list, but I was like, I'm not going to actually put pen to paper and like talk about why these people are beneficial or not beneficial. We had a call while Garsow had lunch, and we all agreed, like, I'm not trying to like use this information, but like Lex was like emotional about like, because I guess, he has gotten close to Brittley. And so
It's hard knowing that
These are real people with real emotions, and real connections are being made. This is tough. And I don't want to lie to Brittley. I don't want to lie to her. But I think she's going home. And that sucks. It sucks because she has the biggest heart. And she's been through a lot. And I just ugh. I don't want to lie to her anymore. I don't want to lead her on. I don't want to give her this false hope.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It would be like a next level blindside, because that would have been like some emotional manipulation he pulled on me. You know what I mean? Like, wow. And I just, no, it's not happening.
Awesome.
So I feel as confident about it as possible.
I have to put the game first. And it's something I always do. I always put the game first and the personal connection second. But right now, it is so hard to do that when you have somebody like Karen who wants to be here and wants to compete. And she's awesome. She just has the most just happy spirit, and just I know she wants to play. And then you have Brittley, who just this sucks. This really sucks. I did not think All Stars was going to be this hard on an emotional level. And it's just tough. It's really fucking tough.
So our spectators this evening, you can go ahead and mute and turn your camera off. All right, well, good evening, Fumo Tribe. Here we are at the final 13. We also have the Ignis Tribe watching in, seeing if they can gain any insight into the tribe dynamics here. So, Simmons, the four of you have been to so many tribal councils together. What do you think keeps happening at all these challenges?
What keeps happening? What do you mean? We lose.
Well, I know, that's my point. Like, I think of each of you individually as pretty good challenge competitors, so it doesn't add up to me.
Well, if anybody thinks that, they're obviously wrong. I mean, we've been to, I think, every tribal council but one, maybe, something like that. Like, at some point, the odds, you got to turn it around, but I don't know. Hopefully something changes in the future, but shit, it's a little frustrating, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Maddie, even though this is the Fumo tribe, all four of you came from the Ignis tribe together before the swap. So how does this dynamic impact the vote tonight?
Yeah, I think it definitely makes it tricky. You know, before last tribal, I was looking at the odds that we'd land up here with ourselves again, and I was thinking those odds don't look great for me. And so last night I tried to make a move and it didn't work, and I think it's possible that the odds are even worse tonight. So wish me luck.
So you're nervous about your life in the game tonight?
100%.
I mean, I think it's fair probably for all four of you to be feeling nervous. In a tribe of four, there is not really anywhere to hide. There's only 3 options for each of you to vote for, so it's definitely a tough spot for all of you. Now, Mike, we have yet to see any advantage played in this game so far. What has been the talk of idols and advantages this round?
There hasn't been much talk of advantages or idols or anything like that. I think everybody's a little confused about them or just doesn't know where they are. But I was asked if I had anything today by Maddie, which was ironic because Maddie did kind of try to twist my words last night. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what people have on their minds as far as advantages and idols go, but I think there's at least someone hunting for some. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Austin, with only 4 people here, is there a possibility of a 2-2 tie?
You got to think. I mean, like, you can't ever lay out any single option, right? You know, if there's like a 2% chance of something happening, you got to consider it. And that's just mathematical, like, equations, which I was history, so it sucks anyway. So you got to think anything's possible at this point. So
Maddie, besides survival, what is the vote about tonight for you?
Yeah, the vote for me tonight is about moving forward with options to work with others on the other side, which probably sounds like survival.
Fair enough. Mike, what about you? What's the vote about tonight?
Yeah, I mean, number one, it's about survival. Number two, I would say it's about, loyalty. I've played this game before. You saw a completely different version of me. I'm still trying to get the hang of playing a loyal game. Some people will take advantage of that, as I saw. And so it's about survival, and you're going to be kind of shocked to hear me say this, but for me, the vote tonight is about survival and getting a chaotic player out of the game.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add to our conversation before we go to vote? Okay, with that, it is time to vote.
Shouldn't have any trouble writing this one down. Hey, buddy, I would like to get a beer with you sometime, but not play this game.
In case that Maddie has an idol. So basically the way I see it is, it's either 2 votes on Maddie by Simmons and Austin, and Maddie goes home no matter what I do, and they're actually, being honest with me. Or if they're lying to me, I go home no matter what. If they vote Maddie and Maddie has 2 votes, Maddie votes me, I vote Austin, I vote someone else, Simmons, and if Maddie plays an idol and she's safe and the 2 votes that they say they're putting on her are actually true, then it'll go to rocks and I don't go home automatically. This is the only play I have, so I'm gonna go with it.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right, if anyone has an advantage or an idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Mike. Austin. 1 vote Mike, 1 vote Austin. We're tied. 1 vote Mike, 1 vote Austin, 1 vote Simmons. Mike. Sixth person voted out of Survivor All-Stars. Mike. Mike, the tribe has spoken.
Love all 3 of you. We spent the entire game together, so I had a blast. Maddie would have never, ever in a million years lied to you. Knew that Simmons and Austin were always going to choose each other over me like they will you. Keep that in mind. I wanted to throw some shade to the other tribe to let them know that you did snake me, so you're gonna be in a little bit of trouble with them. I think you would have done the same thing to me. So I voted Simmons and Austin in case Maddie played an idol. That way we would go to rocks and it would be fair, like Simmons always wanted it to be. I knew you guys were gonna vote me. But I do think the connections that I have with the other tribe would have brought us a long way. I think Austin and Simmons, you guys have a lot of work cut out for you. You're going to be targeted right away. So good luck. Wish the best for you guys. If one of you wins, you are an all-star. Remember that. And you'll win for a reason. Love you guys. No bad blood. I got a party to go to tomorrow, so I'm actually a little relieved, but I wanted to stay. You guys are assholes. All right, see ya.
All right. Well, if there was going to be any questionable error, Mike cleaned it up himself. The three of you have survived the vote, and the three of you have voted together again, but there's nowhere else to hide.
Well, hello, OSA tribe. Welcome to your first tribal council as the OSA tribe. Karen, last night it was pretty clear that you thought we were going to be merging, and maybe the sentiment was also amongst the rest of your tribe. What were your thoughts when you found out that that was not the case?
I was surprised, but at the same time, I think I had just talked myself into it being a merge, and so and was hoping for that so much. I mean, we all want to make merge. And in a tribe of 5, especially when you're in the minority from the original tribes, to go to a tribal is like, odds aren't looking good. So, like, to be so close and then to potentially have that taken away is like a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody does want to make the merge, but unfortunately not everybody can. But it's been a great game so far, and whoever does end up going home tonight should be very proud of the game that they've played. That's for sure. Now, Garsow, you went from thinking you were like the first person voted out of the game to here you now are in the final 12. How have the past few rounds been for you?
It's crazy, to be honest. Like, I went from like an all-time low of thinking I was going to be the first person out, which obviously no one wants that, and that sucks to be in that position. Like, I don't envy that, and I feel really bad for whoever goes out first in any game. And now to be like on the cusp of the merge and on a cast of this caliber is, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Now, Kylie, we have yet to see any advantage played in this game. So what has been the talk of idols and advantages?
Well, I mean, like, funny you should say, because I feel like it's kind of like the elephant in the room, but yeah, we do have this many advantages floating around there, or at least clues, and one is for a shot to gain safety, ask at tribal. So I'm asking, is there a shot to gain safety here? Because I think everybody would like safety in this moment, because there is only 4 people you can only choose from 4 people. So,
well, since you ask, I'm sorry, there is not.
That's just
there
how
is
it works.
Not a shot for safety tonight.
But in all seriousness, like, we know that there's these clues and advantages that are possibly out there. We've all talked about them. We've talked about the bolded words. We've talked about the phone numbers. Like, there's so much, and they're so hard to find. But then the reality is that yes, I am sure somebody has them and has them in their possession. There's also the high rollers room. Like, there's so many different things out there that you just can't let that affect your game, and you have to kind of just make your decision and hope for the best.
Yeah, we've definitely thrown a lot at you in the last week here. Brittley, do you think tonight is a night to try to play it safe, or do you need a swing for the fences?
Well, I guess that just comes down to each person's perception on where they're at in the game. So, obviously, being in a tribe swap where we don't necessarily have the numbers it's 3 versus 2, right? Like we know that's what it was going into like the tribe swap. So, I mean, you kind of have to do what you can to build those relationships. And, I think also tribe swaps are great in getting those opportunities to form relationships and bonds with other people you didn't get a chance to when you're with your original tribe. So it's just, it's just each person's perception on how they're feeling, if they feel safe, if they don't feel safe. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I've been nervous all day. You just never know until the votes happen, if what you've been hearing has been true or not, or if you survive the vote.
Yeah, for sure. This game is all about perception, how you perceive yourself, how others perceive you, how you perceive others are perceiving you, right? So I definitely understand what you're getting at. Now, Lex, the merge is getting closer and closer with every vote that happens. So how do you think tonight's vote is impacted by the possibility that people will be reunited with players from the other tribes?
I think it's everything. I think you really have to make sure when you're going into a swap situation that we're in, especially a small group like this, you only can think about and do the numbers in your head thinking that you're going from 13 to 11 tonight. And you'd be really silly not to think that a merge is not on the horizon, right? And so with that, what really is important to think about is, kind of what Brittley was saying was, you want to form these bonds and really kind of figure out what you can do together on a swap to really take that to the next level going into a merge 100%. And also with, relationships, how do your OG tribes play a factor into a merge, as well as connections, before the game, like Sarah and I were good friends out of this game and she's no longer here. So it's like, okay, now I really need to focus on the game. You can't rely on just your friends from previous seasons and whatnot. It's go time, baby. We're ready to go.
All right, so Kylie, you have only played the long game format with us at DCP, knowing that if you survive the vote tonight, tomorrow is going to be a mini style game. How will you have to adjust your gameplay to that, do you think?
Yeah, it's really interesting because I've played, a few games, but they have all been long format. I've never played a mini ever. And so I'm like, this is completely new to me. I know that the pace is going to be so fast. We had the one vote in my season where it was like a mini and that we, did the challenge and immediately had to choose who to vote out. And like, that didn't go well. Like I lost somebody in that round that I didn't want to lose. And so I'm nervous, but I'm excited too. It's always fun to switch things up, but yeah, nervous is what I'd go with.
All right, Karen, as we go to vote, what do your tribe mates need to remember tonight?
I mean, I have to assume decisions have already been made, so I'm not sure any reminders from me are gonna make much of a difference, but I just think this comes down to who people want to work with tomorrow in the merge, because it's got to be the merge tomorrow. It's got to happen. Because it's gonna move fast, so you kind of have to have some things figured out before you jump in, I would say. And I just, you always hope that you're in the plans, but this is Survivor, so I mean, it is what it is at this point. I mean,
All right. Now, with that, does anybody have anything they'd like to add before we do go to vote? All right. Well, with that, it is time to vote.
As hard as it is to write your name down tonight, I have to put the game first and our personal relationship second. But I want you to know, Brittley, that no matter what happens post this season, you will definitely be coming to Seattle. I will definitely get my ass to Virginia. We will enjoy some poke bowls together. I can't wait to meet your son Levi. Like, our friendship does not end here by any means. So I really hope to see you soon. And it's been so much fun and a pleasure meeting you in this game.
My vote is for Karen. You're a threat in this game, and we weren't really working together much, so have to do what's good for my game.
I have extended a handout 4 times now to Brittley to work with me and have been rejected at every single one. So I think tonight Brittley will either become the Queen Slayer or get slayed by the Queen herself.
I'll go tally the votes. All right. If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Brittley. Karen. That's 1 vote Brittley, 1 vote Karen. Brittley. Seventh person voted out of Survivor All-Stars, Brittley. Brittley, the tribe has spoken.
It's okay. Still love all y'all here, and I had a great time. So can't wait to chat with y'all after. Go get them.
Osa Tribe, you are down to your only 4 members, and with the merge waning upon you as you believe, you'll either have to target each other or that's it. You got to target each other.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. I mean, I think I played. I think if I came in and was my same chaotic self, I think I would have been toast from day one. I had to switch it up, and I had to preach loyalty and practice what I preach. It wasn't hard for me to do. I'm a loyal guy in real life. It's harder for me to snake people. That's why I love Survivor. I still had just as much fun being loyal, but my mind was all over the place 24/7, thinking about what I could do to, switch things up all the time. And I had to remind myself, you're not doing that this game. So the amount of depressing my thoughts and my ideas that went on in this, 6 days or something is mind blowing. I need to go to sleep. I met so many cool people that I didn't know before. It was a great experience. Playing this game is always a huge privilege. It's like playing the game. If you want to play, just know you're going to play Survivor, but you get to eat whatever you want, basically. It's the same exact thing. So yeah, I mean, great time, great people. I didn't go as far as I wanted to, but I think I did pretty good for myself, and I feel good about the game I played, probably for the first time in my life. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't hurt anyone. No tears were shed for me. Unless Maddie's crying that I'm gone, but she snaked me, so I doubt it. Thanks again for having me, and yeah, great time.
I had a great time. I wanted to make merge so bad, like at least get there, because then if I got voted out, I got to hang out in Ponderosa. But didn't quite make it there. I was right there, but I'm pretty proud of how I played. This only being my second game, and it was great getting to experience the long format on it. So, but the pacing is so different from a mini, but I'm pretty happy with how I did and the relationships that I built, and I'll be excited to watch like how the rest of it unfolds going into, I'm assuming the merge is happening tonight, so
Ignis getting your first look at the new Fumo and Osa tribes. Mike voted out of Fumo and Brittley voted out of Osa.
Well, you have all made it to the final 11. And you might think that this is an ideal time to merge the tribes. Well, you're right. Congratulations.
Woo!
You are merged.
Woo! Your new tribe name is Calvaria, and your tribe color is dark purple. When we are all together tomorrow morning, you will have your first individual immunity challenge, and the post-merge game will officially be underway.
There is no challenge tonight. You are free to use your time for the rest of tonight as you wish. Say hello to new friends you haven't met or old friends you haven't talked to in a while.
Best of luck to all of you. Not only are we at DCP proud to have you as our All-Stars, but you should all fucking be proud of yourselves. You're all All-Stars too.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you all in the morning.
But wait, before you go, each and every one of you will have an important decision to make tomorrow morning before we get started. We'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Good night.
Congratulations.
Happy merge.
Reminder.